And still I rise, Mr. Speaker, a proud American, and I'm especially proud today because I rise to acknowledge that we have filed a resolution, HRES 464, that is styled the original LGBTQ Pride Month resolution of 2019. I am proud to be a sponsor of the Pride resolution, but I'm not doing it alone. There are 78 members of Congress who are original co-sponsors of this resolution. Original, meaning their names will be right there on the resolution when it is filed. I am so proud to be a sponsor of the Pride resolution. And I'm proud to read just a couple of passages from this resolution and to address them rather briefly. It was my hope to have some 30 minutes to an hour of time to speak on the resolution, but circumstances in Congress will not permit such to take place. This resolution acknowledges the 50 years since Stonewall, 50 years since the uprising at Stonewall, which will be commemorated on June 28th and will last for some 6 days because that's the length of time that the Stonewall uprising, the Stonewall riots as some would call it, Stonewall rebellion called by others, but 50 years since Stonewall. And I'd like to just read the whereas as it relates to Stonewall. It reads, whereas those who took a stand for human rights and dignity at Stonewall Inn in New York City on June 28, 1969, were pioneers of the LGBTQ, including 2 transgender women of color, and Marsha P. Johnson, who were brave, visible leaders in the uprising at Stonewall. Mr. Speaker, it is said that a great person will always rise to the occasion. A great person will always rise to the occasion. But the truth is, it takes a greater person to make the occasion. These 2 trans persons were the greater people who make the occasion that we will commemorate on June 28th and the 6 days that ensue. 2 persons who took a stand among many. There were others, but they were 2 among the many who took a stand that literally has helped the shape and course of history. Sometimes it really does take just a few to get the job done of starting a movement that can change society. But Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding all of the change that has manifested itself since the Stonewall uprising, there are still things that must be done. There is still great work to be done because being an LGBTQ person, that alone can get you fired. Coming to work and saying you've just married someone of the same sex as you can get you fired. LGBTQ persons do not have the same rights that we have, those of us who are allies of the community. Don't have the same rights. They have them, but they are not being identified and recognized because the rights don't come from people. They really are something you're born with. Human dignity is something that's accorded every person by birthright. And unfortunately, in our society, we still allow this level of discrimination against LGBTQ persons. So I want to acknowledge that while there is still great work to be done, we still must commemorate and celebrate the great work that has been done. And as a member of Congress, I pledge to do all that I can to make sure that I pay a debt that I owe to the LGBTQ community. Because finally, I would say this. A person who helped to organize the March on Washington, his name was Bayard Rustin, 1963. He was one of the persons who made the occasion. He was black, he was a Quaker, but he was also LGBTQ. And I owe a debt, and I am here today to repay some portion of that debt with this resolution. I yield back the balance of my time.